Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we're looking at the 88 Honda CRX from the 2023 Hot Wheels mainline. This is a very sought after one and has been going pretty quick off the pegs. And this is because it is a JDM car and all the JDM stuff is really hot at the minute. This is no exception and it is really quite a nice recolor of this car. There is also going to be another recolor of this car coming out later this year in blue, but I think this one is much nicer, so really make sure you get this one over the blue one if you are trying to just get one of them. I think you will be very pleasantly surprised with this car. I think it's absolutely amazing and the details are phenomenal. But anyways, let's actually get into the facts about this car before we actually get into the review and showcase on this one. So, in real life, this car has a 1.6 litre inline 4 VTEC engine. It also has a 1.3 litre economy engine available as well. The inline 4 1.6 litre engine produces 148 horsepower and 106 pound-feet of torque, converting to about 144 newton meters of torque. This car also has a 0 to 60 in 8.1 seconds, and when it was new, costed about £11,500. That's about $14,500. Nowadays, it is worth about $17,000, and that converts to about £13,300. So it has not lost any of its original value, and if anything, has actually appreciated in value. And obviously, this is being very sought after, especially at the moment. Hondas and everything Japanese really is being bought up really fast, and that value is skyrocketing and probably will not stop going up until the demand ceases. I can't see that ever really happening, but I do think the next craze will be classic German cars. We're already seeing it start in the Hot Wheels cars. I mean, people are going crazy over the 560 SEC Mercedes, and there's a lot more to come in my opinion. But anyways, let's get into the actual showcase and review of this thing. Alright, so kicking off this showcase, we'll first of all start off on the side profile of this car, and I'll first mention the wheel choice. These are 10-spoke wheels which have been done in a gold chrome or even just a golden colour, and they are very suiting for this car. Even though there's actually no gold anywhere else on the car, I think this is just a great colour to bring into this design. For some reason it really does suit the car amazingly, and there's quite a lot of colours going on in this car, and I'll get to that in a little second. But this car is done in a matte grey colour and is very nice. It feels almost like a chalkboard, so it doesn't feel very nice when you're actually touching it. But to look at, it does look amazing. And it's an interesting colour for this car. It is not one colour that I would actually think, yeah, that is one that I'd put on this car, but it actually really does work. This casting also does have wing mirrors, which is very nice to see, and the front windows on this casting are actually wound up. Now for the tamper work on this car. So first of all, I will mention there is a big black Hot Wheels badge on the rear fender. You can also see the door handle has been tampered with black tampo, and you can also see the CRX writing has also been created using black tampo. You can also see there are 3 stripes here, so one being orange, one being red, and one being black. They are very nice, they actually do suit this design amazingly. It's a very interesting design, as I've already said, and it is not one that I'd actually think to put on this car, but it does work great. I'll also mention that the interior is created using red plastic and the base is created using black plastic, and we will get into that in a little bit because it is used on some features of this car. So we'll now move on to the front of this car. I'll first of all tell you that this car does have windshield wipers in the actual plastic, which is made to represent the glass of the real life car. Now taking a look at the front, there is no tamper work, but I will mention that the front splitter, or I should say really the lower section of the front bumper, is created using that black base plastic which I've just mentioned. You can see there is no tamper work for the headlights or the Honda badge, however both of them have actually been carved out in the metal casting, so you could add your own details using Sharpie or acrylic paint very easily. It's actually easier to add the details on matte coloured cars like this one because there's no clear coat over the top, or at least I'm pretty sure there isn't on these main lines. You can also see some of the grills and stuff has also been carved out, but again there are no tamper work on that. There's also no tamper work on the hood, but you can see 2 windscreen washer fluid squirters on there in the actual metal casting. Those are them 2 lumps on the hood, and you can see the actual hood is textured and has that nice curve in it, very accurate to the real life model. Now we will take a look at this other side of the car. This side is the exact same as the previous, other than it does have the fuel filler cap or the petrol cap if you're from the UK. but everything else is the same as I've just said, so you can pause this video and have a look if you're looking for something specific. If not, we will move on to the rear of the car. So taking a look at the rear of the car, there is also tamper work here, which is very nice to see. So first of all, we have the spoiler, which is tampered black. That is accurate to the real life model. And you can also see the Honda badge has also been done in a silver tampo. You can also see the rear lights as well as rear indicators have also been tampered on there. And there is also the CRX badging, which is actually in the massive light bar on the rear of the car. That is the same in the real life model. You can also see the lower section of the rear bumper, or diffuser if you will. It's more actually the rear bumper. It's created using that black base plastic, and you can also see the dual exit exhaust is also created using that black base plastic. You can also see there is a license plate holder on the rear of this car, but there is no license plate tampered on there. You could add your own license plate and details using Sharpie or acrylic paint, or you could even use a sticker. That is the most common method. I'm not sure where people actually get them from. I'm guessing it's a proper die-cast store, but a quick Google search will probably get you on the right track to finding those. And finally, we'll talk about the spoiler on this car. It's actually in the metal casting, adds to that very sporty look. And as for the roof of this car, there is nothing really going on there, but you can obviously have a look for yourself. It is textured nicely there, and yeah, obviously all the windows are there as well, like the real life car, as you would expect. But anyways, that's really it for this car. I don't think I've missed anything. Actually, there's one last thing. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be a sun strip on that front window. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Very interesting how Hot Wheels have designed that into the car, but again, adds to that sporty look. We love to see that. Anyways, now let's get into my final thoughts and review on this car. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review on this car. I think this is an absolutely lovely addition to the Hot Wheels 2023 mainline, and another great addition to my collection too. This is just a great one, and I highly recommend you pick this one up if you do see it in stores. It is just one you should not sleep on, especially if you love JDM, but even if you don't, it's definitely a nice one just to have in your collection, and it definitely doesn't look ugly. And I really do like the matte grey colour. It just does suit this car, and that's weird because I didn't think it would, but it really does. And once again, I do believe this car does look better out the packaging, and I do recommend that you do collect loose, but obviously it's up to you. That's just how I collect. If you want to maintain the value, I've already went through all this in an actual separate video, but I will tell you, if you want to maintain the value of a car, keep it in the card. If you want to actually enjoy the car, rip it straight out and have a good look at it, especially when it's a mainline. But anyways, what I'm going to give this car out of 10, it's going to be getting a solid 8 out of 10 score. It was close to being a 9 out of 10, but I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I do want to be harsh on these vehicles, because there are a few select cars which really are just above the rest and do deserve that 10 out of 10 mark. So I do want to free up some spaces there, even though there's no limited amount of spaces on each number. I do want to, make it a special thing, so when cars actually do get 10s or 9s, it actually does mean a lot. Remember, anything over a 7 is something that I highly recommend you get, and as I've said, definitely don't sleep on this one. I don't think you will, but if you're thinking of doing it, definitely don't. But anyways, that is it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or in any groups who may be interested in this video. But remember, don't feel pressured if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way to the end means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until this point. Anyways, that is it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.